Good evening. I am Steve. This is my rock and metal life. And as has been the pattern lately, it's about a week after a show that I just went to. As you can clearly see, it was Tesla. I went and saw them again the second time this year, and the second time that I saw them in Las Vegas, they did two separate residencies, one back in March, and then one that they just concluded. It started at the end of September and it spilled into October. And we went to see the last show of both of the residencies back on March 25th. Got a video already up for that. And tonight I'm going to talk about the show that we just saw, which was last Saturday night at the Mandalay Bay. They've got a House of Blues in there in Las Vegas. And man, oh man, Tesla. Long storied history with Tesla. I went through set list and looked at my tickets and everything. I know for sure I've seen them 9 times. I feel like there's another show or two that I'm not thinking of, but I was able to document 9 different times that I saw Tesla. The first time I saw him was on the Psychotic Supper tour with Firehouse, 1992. And then, this is where it seems a little weird. I didn't see him again until 2000. And then I saw him in 2001. Both of those were here. And then in 2002, I saw him on the Rock Never Stops tour. And then in 2004, I saw him with the Scorpions and Keith Emerson. And then I didn't see him again until 2009. And that was the Forevermore tour. And then in 2011, I saw him on this other tour. Cheap Trick was out there. It was an outdoor festival in the Fresno area. And then from 2011 till 2023, according to my records, I didn't see him. And that just doesn't seem possible. It seems like I must have seen him in between there. But I saw these two shows in 2023. And just briefly, I'm going to run through the discography, I guess, is a good place to start. I've got all the studio records except for Simplicity. I never bought that one for whatever reason. But if I was just going to do a rundown here, Mechanical Resonance is awesome, incredible. Great Radio Controversy for a long time was my favorite. Still could be. I don't know, but it's just awesome record, just like the first. Psychotic Supper is my favorite one lately. I don't know that it's better than Mechanical Resonance, but lately I've just been playing the crap out of it. This is a Japanese import, so I got some bonus stuff. I got Bad Motor Scooter and a couple other songs. Bust a Nut was kind of a blind spot for me. I bought this one on cassette when it came out. Didn't play it as much as I played the other ones. Didn't care for it, the first few times through like I did the other ones. It just blew me away. Very, very good record. And this kind of concludes the first half of their career. They've kind of had 2 careers here. That was the original lineup, all soldiering on. The rise to popularity, and then Bustin' It was 94. We all know how things were going at that time for the music that we love and the world at large. And then they split apart, and Frank Hannon was doing Moondog Maine. Jeff Keith had a band called Sofa King, and I kind of want to say Tommy Skio was in that, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But anyway, they were split apart, and then they went 10 years between Bust a Nut and Into the Now. However, after Bust a Nut, they came out with the greatest hits, which I don't have on CD. I had it on cassette. Am I right about that? Let's see. Yeah, 1995, Time's Making Changes. And that went platinum as a greatest hits record. So where we've gone so far, Mechanical Resonance, platinum. Great Radio Controversy, 2 times platinum. Psychotic Supper, platinum. And then Bustin' That Gold, and then the greatest hits goes platinum. And then they got all that time off, and then they get back together for a record that I liked a lot, and I like a lot now. Into the Now is the name of it, and this is the originals. They're all back, but that's hard to do with my light up there. But you know, good record, but not just for me, just my opinion, not the banger that all these other ones are. Um, and then a record that I really really liked at the time, Forevermore. And here they split with Tommy Skeoch, and they brought in Dave Rude on this record. And you know, I played this one tonight, and this was the show I went to. It was actually the 15-year anniversary of this thing, and they played Breaking Free off of this prior to our show. The other shows in the residency, they played I Want to Live. So off of this record right here, I would say Forevermore, I Want to Live, Breaking Free. Those are all really good songs. And then I really liked All of Me, and it finished really strong, in my opinion. In a Hole Again, maybe not the greatest song on here, but the instrumental at the end is just fantastic. And then The Game, that's a very good closing song. And then I skipped Simplicity for whatever reason, and I've been told I should get it, and I probably will sooner or later. And then I got Shock, and you know, good stuff on here, but you know, nowhere near the first four in my opinion. It's a good record to listen to. You Won't Take Me Alive's pretty good. Shock, you know, kind of an interesting song. You know, Tesla, they've you always hear that thing about, oh, such and such band, you know, got lumped in with the hair metal bands, and they really weren't one of those. And then you hear enough of that, and it's like, well, who were the hair metal bands? Because everybody, you know, everybody's story is, well, you know, we weren't really like that. Okay, Tesla really wasn't like hair metal, and and really they're the same thing now that they always were. These new songs, you know, sorry to say because I love them so much, but um, it's the same Tesla stuff, and you hear, you know, you hear the band that we've always known and loved, but they're, you know, the songs just aren't as good, a lot of them, in my opinion, because the first three records, I mean, bang, 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 yeah, there's nothing to skip. They got the slow songs, the fast songs, the middle tempo songs. They, you know, nothing sounds the same. You know, a lot of variation. And it's all very, very good. They're still that way. I just, you know, this right here, it's a good listen, but it just, you're not going to put it up against Mechanical Resonance. That's, you know, so be it. Onward through the collection, man, as you can see, I was a member of the Tesla Troops at one time, and I believe I think this came with it, an autographed picture of the band with the Forevermore logo down here. I was a member of the Tesla Troops. I was also a member of Tesla All Access, and I'm not sure what that got me. And there is my Forevermore shirt, my long sleeve, and then this is the Vegas residency shirt I bought in March. I didn't buy another one this go round. And this is my road tested, I don't know, what was that, 2001, something like that. Or no, actually, that was the one where they played, I should be able to see, 2011 was, they played a show outside of town with Cheap Trick, and I got this shirt there. And then as part of the fan club, I got this, it's a CD with a whole bunch of videos on it, and you got Frank Hanna playing Eruption, you got a whole lot of behind the scenes while they're making Into the Now, I believe. Whole bunch of that stuff. A lot of stuff in the studio, which is really cool. I got the VHS of the videos of that Greatest Hits record. Got that. And I have since purchased the 5-man acoustical video. What is it? 5-man video band, but it's the acoustic show that was the 5-man acoustical band, you know, that did Signs and all that stuff, the Unplugged. And here's a 2008 show that's really, really good, and it's got some of the reel-to-reel stuff on there. And then this thing was handed to me by Jeff Keith at the show in, I think that wasn't the Forever, yeah, it was the Forevermore show in 2009. And it's got like a video single. Um, oh, you know what? I take that back. This came with the fan club thing. This is the Tesla Troops thing. This all came together. The video single I got for that ballad, that was handed to me like on stage because I was in the front row at the show. What was that song? It was a ballad and it was produced by Frank. The video was Falling Apart, I believe it was. And that's not here. That's out in the garage somewhere. I must have missed that. And let's not forget, I bought this off their website. Time's Making Changes. I got a Tesla clock, and it broke. It broke at some point to where it doesn't work, and it's not because of the dead battery. So there's all that. There's my archive of stuff about this show. A lot of the same songs that they played when I was there in March. But what they did with these residency shows was they changed up the set list every night, and they would put out on Twitter, they would show like them discussing at soundcheck, let's not do this, let's do that. And so here's the rundown of what they played on this last Saturday night. They started with the Aerosmith cover SOS Too Bad from Get Your Wings, and they made a video for that recently. It's like, comparable to releasing a single to radio in the old days. That's a song that they put it out there. Hey, here's our new video. And then they did Modern Day Cowboy, and I said it in the last video, and I'm going to say it again. That song just blows the roof off the place. It's just, the crowd's into it. It's, second song in, so none of us oldies are tired yet. Everybody's still standing up, and they just, the two guitars and everything, and the imagery on the screen behind the band, is just brilliant. Just a fantastic live song. And then they played Hang Tough, and then they played Getting Better, and then they played the new song Time to Rock. And they played that the last go round, and they put the words up on the screen, and I guess I didn't really catch it. I didn't care for that much the first go round when I heard it last March. And then this time it went down a whole lot better. The music, the guitars, and everything are really good. And then the words, I was sitting dead center this time. I was up on the third level looking down, but I was almost like center stage. And so I read all the words this time, and it was kind of cool. It's like, everything's all screwed up. The world's tough. Everything's hard. It's time to rock. Forget all that. Don't be negative. Leave all that behind. Just rock. And I can go along with that. That's great. Then they played Breakin' Free from Forevermore, and like I said, it was the 15-year anniversary of that record. And then they played Heaven's Trail, once again, almost like Modern Day Cowboy, just brought the house down. Just fantastic. And they played Rock Me to the Top, and I think Frank said that we don't play this very often, but we're going to do this, and I was glad I got to see that one. Changes, and then from their Reel to Reel, they did Thank You by Led Zeppelin, and man, was that good. I mean, that was just terrific. And that illustrates a point I'm going to make when I get through the whole set list. Call It What You Want, What You Give, Edison's Medicine, Love Song, Little Susie, and then of course the encore is Signs. Man, number one, the sound at this show is just so much better than what I'm used to at shows. Like I said, we sat directly in the middle, but see, I thought that last go round, when we went the first time in March, we sat on the side. We were up in the 200 level on the side, and we were so close to the stage that some of it was kind of blocked off from the balcony in front of us was kind of hanging over. And, even being off center or whatever, I thought at the time, man, the sound is just so clear. I can hear both guitars perfectly. And this time more the same. And Jeff Keith's voice, I'm telling you what, I would have bet money that voice would not hold up. being, just the type of voice that it is, how sharp and caustic, and he's got that rasp along with the power. And I would have thought, that guy would really have a tough time as he aged. Kind of like Corey Clark from Warrior Soul. I kind of thought that might be where it would go for Jeff. He comes out from that first note, and it's him. It's him from the old days. And I saw an article recently that he mentioned in an interview with somebody that uh, the band, of course, has to tune down as he ages, just like everybody else. And he was talking about how it works pretty good for him. It works pretty good for the band. Everything sounds good, and I wholeheartedly agree. The one exception, and I can't put my finger on this. I haven't watched videos, but at both times, Edison's Medicine for some reason doesn't sound quite right to me. And I don't know if it's the vocal. I don't know what it is, but both times that struck me. So anyway, um, forget what I thought of Edison's Medicine. The whole show is fantastic. Jeff Keith has everybody in the palm of his hand. The two guitar players are just incredible, just absolutely incredible. I mean, there's your two guitar band. I always mention, bands like Rat, and everybody says like, Thin Lizzy, the interplay between the two guitar players. This band right here, Tesla's just fantastic for that. They've got the three originals: Jeff, Frank Hannon, and Brian Weed on bass. Dave Rude's been around since forevermore, so that's it's more than 10 years. And then they've had Steve Brown on the drums, I believe is his name. Um, he's been there like this year. Troy Laketta hasn't gone out on the road with them this past year. But anyway, fantastic show. Tesla not slowing down. Frank said something at the end about, we're going to keep doing this until, as long as we can do it and you guys want to hear us, we're going to keep playing. We're going to keep touring and everything. I said it last time, not even close to slowing down. This is your show from the 80s. Maybe, maybe not running around the stage so much like they may have done back then. I don't know. But pretty active, a lot of movement up there. It's not, nobody's nailed to the floor. This is a Tesla show like you've been used to for all these years. I would highly recommend anybody go see these guys if you liked them even a little bit. And I'll tell you what, if you don't know much about them, I'd say go. Very, very much you'll get your money's worth. Nothing to be disappointed about. The catalog that they have is just, they could do any number of sets, interchanging like they've been doing, and everybody's going to come away with the same experience. They got the songs that they have to play every night, but the other ones, they're just brilliant. They're a brilliant band. They're playing very, very well. They sound great. They got all the energy, and their fans are pretty loyal. You get a lot of really good audience participation. So that's it. Tesla, once again, at least for the 9th time. Thanks, guys. You come back around, I'll be out there. Excellent show, and I highly recommend everybody go check them out.